Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So they're back with a Caitlyn commentary guide, and yes, I know it's another one. We've done a number of Caitlyn commentary guides already, but this time I've actually made what should have been, I wouldn't say obvious, but what I should have already known, but I've discovered something new, and I'm gonna be showing you guys what that is exactly today. You can already see from the title what it is actually, and as you can see, I'm duoing with the Seraphine, and the Seraphine is my friend in real life who plays League PC for the past, like, I don't know, like 7-8 years or so, and he plays Caitlyn on League PC. So I can of course get tips from him on how to play Caitlyn properly, and that's exactly what happened in this one, where I kind of learned to play Caitlyn in a little bit of a new way. So first up, it already starts at level 1. What we're doing is we're shoving the wave. Now what people normally think is that is a bad idea. But actually, when you play Caitlyn, shoving the wave is really good, because the best location you can get your opponent is actually under their tower. So here, we're playing against a Jinx and a Alistar. So Jinx obviously gets outranged by Caitlyn because Caitlyn has the longest range. Alistar has to be in range to engage, which Caitlyn's range is longer than that. So basically, as long as I attack them at my max range, they literally should be able to do nothing. And so, why exactly are we pushing the wave? So obviously, as you can see, they're not going to be stupid enough to step up to us. Of course, sometimes they do something like that. They're going to take a lot of poke from me and Seraphine. But what you want to do is get them under the tower and spam attack them. So here, Alistar step up a little bit too far into the trap, into the headshot, and flash auto for the kill. Now here we got a little bit unfortunate because we got ganked by Vi, obviously because we're overextended, but I'm going to get into that momentarily. So basically what you want to do is, Caitlyn, you want to perma shove the wave, and it's best to have a support with wave clear. So something like a Nami, not the most ideal for this play, so something like maybe a Lux or a Seraphine, a lot more better to do this playstyle with, where you basically be very oppressive, just outrange them and keep them under their tower. Now obviously this isn't going to work on every single champion. Like maybe against an Ashe it'll be a little bit difficult because you can get poked in return, but against like even against someone like Lucian or Draven, a little bit difficult because they can just all in you. But against someone like, for example, let's say a Vayne, or like anyone shorter range that doesn't have a lot of burst, like Vayne, like, you know, maybe Senna, Jinx, all these type of champions, and majority of tank engaged supports work very well. This strategy works very well against them. Now the challenge of this strategy is, as you can see, we're still shoving with even the help of the support and the auto attacks. Here we get into range of Alistar by accident, doesn't really matter. We still outtrade them by quite a bit. But the main concern with this is jungle tracking. So basically, we're right at their tower. If the jungler comes at this point in time, we are pretty much dead, because at this current point in time, I have no flash, I have no heal, I have no sums at all, and I'm just going to straight up die. So the important part of this strategy is tracking exactly where the enemy jungler is. So now at this point, I'm not sure if she showed on the map, but I do remember when I was playing this game, because this game was only like yesterday. I remember as we were doing this, she was either mid or she was bot side. She wasn't actually at top side, because obviously she started top side, cleared top side. She would be doing bot side, her bot side clear now. So she will be showing either mid or bot pretty soon, but basically we know she's not around our area, which is why we can do this. Now, here she shows mid, as you can see, she showed mid right now. So here we know we're safe to just be super duper aggressive. And this is also why sometimes as a jungler, you don't realize how important it is whether you're in or out of vision. Because if you're in vision, and Vi even dies to Yasuo, we can just be super duper aggressive against them under tower. Now another part of this strategy is your trap placement. If you guys can take a look here, I have a trap between the tower and the wall. Now that pretty much just straight up blocks of Jinx or Alistar walking that way, unless they want to eat a trap, which obviously not the best in the world for them. And basically in this game, I discovered a new Caitlyn trap placement, which is not just in that location there, which I think I highlighted in a previous video before. But also, aside from putting it over there, you want to put it around the tower as well. I'll show that a little bit later on. But here the dragon is up. Our jungler is, of course, kind of doing it. So here, Vi turns up as well. So we want to be there with our team. You know, we are 4-man strong. Enemy team has the enemy bot lane and the Vi as well. Gragas definitely hasn't rotated. Our set has rotated. So this should be a very easy team fight for us to win, as long as we play it correctly, because we do have a huge numbers advantage. It's 5v3 at this point in time. So there we get the Cloud Dragon, we get the kill onto Alistar as well, and out of that we're also going to get first tower because Jinx and Galio are in mid lane and we have been consistently pushing. So this is another upside of the strategy where you are pretty, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but you have a pretty high chance of getting the first tower. So here my KD 2-1 at the moment now. Obviously it's 2 kills and 1 death, not the best in the world, but yeah. So here we see Vi in the mid lane getting a double kill, but what this also means is that in the meantime we can actually just straight up go for the second tier tower and, you know, just do some damage. Jinx can defend by herself, so she's just gonna die. Alistar turns up and he can defend by himself. Now obviously the Seraphine is low, so he's trying to probably get a return kill onto the Seraphine, but he instead goes for me. Here he walks into a trap, walks into a stun, walks into a pill over a Peacemaker, and I even ult for good measure, but Seraphine gets the kill with an auto. So we got another double kill onto the enemy bot lane just because they shot 1v1 to defend the tower, and a lot of teams are just not used to getting out macroed. Unless of course they're like playing in Challenger or Grandmaster, but they're not used to getting out macroed and they don't really even know what to do when they see their opponents just pushing into the second tier tower so early into the game, like 5 minutes and something into the game, they're already pushing on the second tier tower. Like, who does that? But the thing is, if you know where all your enemies are, you can just do it very easily, and it's not just with Caitlyn but with any champion. So now, generally as an ADC, after you picked up the tower in your own lane, you generally want to rotate to mid lane with your support, and generally what should happen is your mid laner should go to your lane. But of course in solo queue it doesn't always turn out that way. But yeah, so here I see my Seraphine in trouble with the Galio. I'm gonna rotate over just for help. Galio probably has that bush warded, which is why he clearly just backed off the moment that I showed up. So here I'm actually even get a hit shot onto the Jinx. So I haven't really showed you what I mean by putting a lot of traps around the towers yet, but I can describe it to you and I will be showing it off later. So you want to obviously always have a trap at the gap between the tower and the wall. Every tower is close to a wall, so there'll always be a gap there. And then you want to put like 2 or 3 more traps depending on how many traps you have between the tower and the other wall, so the huge gap here. So here, as you can see, I have a trap between tower and the wall. Here I'm putting down more traps, and that is exactly what I mean. Now here I have to flash out because I did get ganked. Alistar actually helps me by headbutting me over the wall. Here I'm going to go the long range round to maintain good positioning and just auto attack at maximum range. So that is kind of what I mean, because people really hard to defend their tower with so many traps around the tower, because they're just going to walk into the trap and you can get free auto attacks from onto them in that way. So here I pick up another kill. Tryndamere picks up a triple, and we're going to get the tower. And as you can see, one of the enemies did step into my trap between the turret and the wall on the short side. So there we get the mid lane tier 1, obviously most important turret in the game to pick up. And here we can even push on to mid lane tier 2 and even pick up the tower. Yasuo gets caught by the Alistar headbutt pulverized combo and chain CC'd by the Vi and everybody else. Jinx gets excited, gets a reset of that, and she's trying to chase us down. Seraphine gets slowed, but fortunately doesn't get caught. Alistar's combo likely not back up yet. So here, pretty much we're just making our getaway. The dragon is, of course, coming up really soon, and I'm gonna get off a good quality reset and pick up a couple of items before the dragon. Here we pick up Static Shiv and Zhonya's Hourglass, so 2 core items completed, as well as our safety, which is of course the boon enchant being the stasis enchant. So here Galio, way overextended, trying to greet for the mid lane tower. Here 4 of us are all just onto him and he has nowhere to go. The Yasuo actually blocks his body blocks his Justice Punch to prevent him from escaping. Here I pick up a double onto the Alistar and I try to get a triple with the ulti, but Gragas just dies too fast. Now here we see Vi in behind all of us, and we're actually planning to go for the Vi. Vi puts down Herald, which will secure them the mid tower. And there I'm deciding whether to chase the Vi, go for the dragon, or go for the push. So dragon's pretty much secured by Tryndamere already. Vi cannot contest that. Yasuo goes for the Vi. So instead, here I'm just going to go for the push. So there we best to pick up 1 plate. Not the tower, but still very valuable damage onto the enemy inhibitor. Here Galio on the chase, tries to Justice Punch. I managed to net away. And there, insane damage just kills off the Galio again. Here I get caught by the Gragas cask, which allows Gragas to flash, body slam me, and headbutt pulverized by the Alistar. And unfortunately, I do get caught out there. Now, I still maintain that I don't think that that is really an overextension. Not sure if you guys heard my email sound there, but please ignore that. So, not really sure if I really count it as an overextension because that kind of was the right play, but unfortunately the enemies just committed everything like a Gragas flash and everything just to catch us out, which I do think is a good decision on their part because I am carrying a shutdown, so perhaps was the wrong decision, but we still got a decent amount of damage onto the mid lane inhibitor tower. In the meanwhile, Tryndamere picks up the Rift Herald, which of course is a really good pickup for our team where we are already getting so many turrets, and here I'm very fed. Got 2 completed items and more than halfway towards my third one, which is of course Rapid Fire Cannon. So I'm just gonna pick up the red buff here. Here I make a little bit of a faux pas, hit the blast plan, but kind of out of the range. Sort of Caitlyn problems, a little bit too long of a range, so don't actually manage to blast myself over the wall. So here, what we are gonna do is we're gonna of course push down the tower. So here, as you can see, I'm laying down my traps to make it really difficult for them to kind of walk there. So here, Gragas tries to cast and on the flank, but instead he just gets caught, rooted, ultied by everybody, and he dies to me. I walk straight into the Jinx trap like a moron, unfortunately, because I didn't really notice it there, but thankfully all good. So in the meantime, Tryndamere actually puts Rift Herald in mid, trying to secure the mid lane tower. Here we're thinking of backing him up, but actually he's fine. More or less, Set is with him, so instead we're just going to pick up the tier 2 bot lane turret in the meantime, while they're still trying to get the mid lane inhibitor, which they do. And here I'm going for the bot lane inhibitor, and as you can see here, I have 2 traps on the right, 1 trap on the left. Ideally I want to get one more trap on the left to prevent them from walking through, but I'm going to put myself in danger doing that, so I'm not going to do that. Here I'm just staying in the back line, auto-attacking whoever I can. Vi goes for me, but me and Seraphine 2v1, I have to flash away from her to prevent myself from dying, and I ult her, but she survives with literally 1 HP here, trying to get some damage onto the Alistar. Refreshing my traps to zone the enemy away from stopping us, and almost getting the tower, but I'm going to back up because I see Gragas. I'm leaving Seraphine to try to get the tower. Seraphine does get the tower, and Vi comes flying straight at me yet again. So here I'm just staying at a safe distance, auto-attacking whoever I can. I was thinking of backing off here, but my team is winning the fight, so I'm going to just rejoin the fray over here. But nothing more we can do. We've picked up 2 inhibitor towers under 12 minutes. Picked up 2 dragons and a herald as well, so we're doing pretty well for ourselves. So here this is a recall, get ourselves the Rapid Fire Cannon, get ourselves the Last Whisper. Now, the reason why I chose to go for Last Whisper first and not Model Reminder is because Alistar is really tanky. As you can see, he has a Bramble Vest and a Deadman's Plate. I really need that Last Whisper to do damage to him. Vi also has the Randuin's Omen, so I also need the Last Whisper to do damage to her. Whereas in this case, Executioner's Calling not as useful because it's mainly just against the Jinx, who doesn't even have a blade of the Ruined King in her build. So she has limited lifesteal, probably only from her Hunter Vampirism if she even chose to take it. So in this case, it's pretty much just more useful to get the Last Whisper. Now here my team is in a skirmish in the mid lane. Here I'm seeing what I can do. They're pretty much winning without me because at this point in time my team is more than 10k gold ahead already. I ult the Vi to get the assist. No higher team fight participation, always a good thing. And here we're looking to already end the game. We only have Alistar and Galio left to defend. So here we have a really good shot, and again Tryndamere goes for Dragon for some reason instead of trying to end the game, but I guess it's a good safety net if we don't manage to, but here we should be able to easily end the game. Alistar goes down. We ran out of minions, unfortunately. We're going to wait for the next round of minions to come in. In the meantime, I'm just putting traps all over the place. Gragas walks face first into one. I walk face first into Gragas' ulti and get blasted into the tower. I die, but it doesn't really matter. We should just win the game here without me anyway. Yasuo going on a trip all around town, and we don't actually win right here without me. So instead, only Tryndamere left alive because he wasn't with us in the fight. He was busy picking up the dragon as junglers do. In this case, I honestly think it was a bad idea for him to go for dragon, because instead he could have just gone with us and just ended the game. But you know, he wasn't with us, so we end up all dying, and this sort of a mini throw, but not full on yet. So here, enemy team can go for a Baron, of course. Thankfully, Tryndamere is the one who's alive, so he can at least attempt a steal. He gets CC'd by absolutely everything. gets onto the Jinx and kills the Jinx. Here it's pretty much a 50-50 smite fight, which Levi wins. Tryndamere flashes out because his Undying Rage ran out. He did get a double though, so that is something. He removes 2 Baron buffs. Alistar on the run. Gragas just pushing the top lane by himself. And here Gragas needs to recall, which he does, because obviously we have waves to end the game with. Really nice Seraphine ulti onto the Galio, but Galio a little bit too tanky at this point in time. I try to ult him, but it doesn't really take too much damage. So here, 3 people left to defend the base. This time the same 2, but with the addition of Gragas. So here I'm just auto-attacking whoever I can. Gragas goes down. The same 2 survivors from the last time. Alistar dies yet again, and now it's just Galio by his lonesome. Vi coming up in a second or so, but that doesn't matter because we already end the game. So this is a prime example of how you can be absolutely oppressive with Caitlyn and just make the enemy's lives a living hell. So thank you guys for watching the video. I'll leave you guys with the stats as usual, and goodbye.